Hello and welcome, or should I say hi och välkommen to Myrdal Station. Today we're taking a journey on board one of Europe's most spectacular scenic trains, the Flåm Railway. Descending 864 meters or 2,834 feet, the Flåm Railway or Flåmsbana takes us through the Flåm Valley, while treating passengers to non-stop, jaw-dropping scenery at every angle. I hope you're ready for an unforgettable journey, and let's get started. Our journey begins not on the Flåm Railway, but actually on the train from Bergen. Normally I'd like to start with a quick look at Myrdal Station, but with only 15 minutes to change trains and delays on the train up from Bergen, there's only time to walk across the platform and board our train to Flåm. While this was filmed in early May, it's still very much winter up in the Scandinavian mountains. As we pull into Myrdal, the snow begins to fall, the fresh white powder covering the slush from the previous day's snowfall. While Myrdal was once home to a small village, the area has since declined in population, leaving the station as the only defining feature connecting the Bergen line to the Flåm Railway. Our train is waiting on platform 3 when we arrive, a set of NSB Type 3 coaches with an EL-18 locomotive on either end. Ascending the stairs, we find an empty seat and our train pulls out of the station. The snow is falling in full force as we leave Myrdal behind. The winter weather obscures the surrounding mountain peaks in a haze of white. Now, the rail cars used on the Flåm Railway, the Type 3 wagon, are perfectly suited for the scenic railway job, and that's mainly down to one specific characteristic. Almost every window can be opened. Although it's cold, windy, and snowing, I open ours almost as soon as we depart. The scenery is difficult to see over the first few miles, either because we're in a tunnel or snow shed. Our first and only intermediate stop is at Josfossen Station, the viewing point for the incredible Josfossen waterfall. Josfossen waterfall descends 225 meters or 738 feet, feeding the Flåmselvi River through the Flåmsdalen Valley, which will follow all the way to Flåm. The days leading up to this trip have been a mix of rain and snow. The runoff fuels the waterfall, making the already impressive sight even more spectacular. This isn't the only waterfall we'll see today, with plenty more dotted across the Flåmsdalen Valley. The Type 3 wagons of the Flåm Railway were built between 1962 and 74 by Strømmen, and were in service on the main lines up until 2014. The Flåmsbana is the only place where the cars remain in use, having received an interior rework and a fresh coat of paint. The interiors of these Type 3 coaches still carry that 1960s charm. Laid out in a 2x3, each car has been refurbished into groups of 4 or 6 exclusively, with luggage racks above for storage. You'll also find a larger luggage rack at the end of each car. The cars are finished in a light wood veneer with orange seats and red walls, harkening back to their original red paint scheme. Seats on the Flåmsbana are exclusively fold down, or really fold up, increasing the usable space at each window for enjoying the scenery. As mentioned, many of the windows on board can open, but picking which side to sit on is key. For the best views, sit on the left side when heading from Myrdal to Flåm. Now, the views change side multiple times throughout the journey, so don't be discouraged if you can't find a window seat on that side. Bathrooms on the Type 3 coaches are found in the vestibules between cars. The bathrooms are cramped but functional, with a sink and toilet, but not much more. The tunnels finally break as we reach the far side of the river. The tracks we took to get here clearly visible as a gash through the landscape. Myrdal Station is also visible from here, giving us a sense of how far we've descended in such a short time. Beneath it, the Railfan Road and Myrdal River cascade down the landscape. The Railfan was built as a construction access road for the Bergen Line, allowing construction equipment and materials to be brought from boats in Flåm up to the railway in the mountains. Video cannot capture the unbelievable scale of these landscapes, the valley twisting and turning its way through the ever-impressive Scandinavian mountains. As we reach the bottom of the valley, Mother Nature decides enough is enough and pulls back the cloud cover. Of course, if you're looking for more information while on board, then look no further than the helpful screens at either end of each coach. The screens regularly play information about the surrounding area in Norwegian and English. The screen is currently displaying the passing points at Bergkvam, the only section of dual track on the entire line. And would you look at that, we're pulling up to it now. While it is a modern-day tourist attraction, the Flåm Railway has been operating since 1941. Construction of the line was a huge undertaking. The standard gauge adhesion-based railway required countless tunnels and gradual slopes to ascend to Myrdal. 20 180-degree turnaround tunnels were built, adding crucial track feet to ease the grade. Even still, the railway sees a peak gradient of 5.5% or a 1 in 18 grade, making it one of the steepest standard gauge adhesion railways in the world. For context, standard adhesion railways see a maximum grade of just 2.2%. Of course, this is a scenic railway, and man is it scenic. Words can only do so much, so I'm just going to leave the scenery to speak for itself. the passing houses get more and more frequent as the railway levels out, indicating our arrival in Flåm. While the journey has been a short 50-minute ride, it has been nothing short of stunning. Of course, if you want to learn more about the railway, then head on over to the Flåm Railway Museum. You can also find one of the previous generations of locomotives here, an EL-17, manufactured by Thyssen-Henschel in 1982 and 87. While our journey is now at an end, the adventure continues on for many. The Flåm Railway is part of the Norway in a Nutshell tourist loop, a route giving travelers a look at the best Norway has to offer. From Flåm, the loop continues on the fjords, with a fjord cruise along the Orlandsfjorden. And with that, it's time to bring today's video to a close. I hope you enjoyed our ride on the Flåm Railway. I have to say, this certainly is one of the most scenic journeys I have ever been on, and may just be one of, if not the most scenic railway in the world. Is it truly the most scenic in the world? I'll leave that for you to decide. Next week, we're going overnight across Europe, climbing on board Nightjet's next-generation sleeper trains as we head from Bologna to Vienna. Anyways, if you're new around here, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. It's totally free and it really helps support the channel. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to my loyal patrons and members. Y'all are amazing and your incredible generosity is greatly appreciated. If you too want your name in the video or just want to support the channel in more ways than one, then head on over to the links in the description below. But anyways, that's all I have for today. Thanks for riding with me, and I'll see you in the next one.